please. I now recognize the ranking member to speak on the bill.
Thank you, Madam Chair. One of my long-standing legislative priorities for modernizing the 504 program raises the 504 loan limit for small manufacturers. But more can be done, and I look forward to continuing discussions to further strengthen the program. Turning to 7A, last Congress, we heard concern from our colleagues on the other side of the aisle about rising default rates. I share those anxieties and have since been working to better understand the situation. But apparently, we are dismissing the default rates and just ignoring all the data we have worked diligently to collect. I would like to reach an agreement, but it will take more time and more evidence to ensure we are protecting the program and taxpayers. I am committed to continuing our discussions to make thoughtful modifications after additional briefings with the agency. But let me just lay out some concerns with the text as drafted. Perhaps most frustrating is the fact that there is no evidence to demonstrate that the 7(a) loan limit needs to be increased. In fact, SBA data shows the opposite. There is greater demand for manufacturing loans of $1 million and less than there is for loans greater than $3 million. Since 2023, there has been over 6,300 manufacturing loans worth $1 million or less, but only 362 loans worth more than $3 million. Maybe there could be a demand now that we have erratic tariff policies harming domestic manufacturers. Unfortunately, we do not know what the need is, nor evidence that manufacturers cannot access financing in our conventional markets required by the credit elsewhere test. This remains amongst the question I need answer from SBA. And I recognize the loan limits having been increased since 2010 and admit there is a conversation to be had on that topic. However, neither the SBA nor the majority have justified in any way how they arrived at the $10 million limit. Instead, this number just seems to be plucked out of thin air and well beyond the adjustment for inflation. More importantly, raising the loan limits does not happen in a vacuum. Defaults have increased annually for the last 3 years and stands at 3.7%. More alarming, the 7(a) loans originated to manufacturers have the second highest percentage of defaults in the program. And I want to repeat that. More alarming, 7(a) loans originated to manufacturers have the second highest percentage of defaults in the program. The 7(a) program is zero subsidy, but when defaults are rising, like they are now, the SBA spent more taxpayer money to reimburse lenders for losses, threatening the program's ability to pay for itself and necessitating additional congressional spending. We are on track to reach the overall program cap for the 7(a) program, and my fear is that increasing the loan limit for manufacturers risks allowing this loan to use up a disproportionate share of the lending authority, which could result in fewer small dollar loans. I recognize that the House FSGG Appropriations Bill proposes an increase to the 7(a) cap, and I appreciate Mr. Williams' efforts on this point. But that is just the first step in a lengthy appropriation process, and there is no guarantee if there will be an increase at all. I remain committed to working together to find agreement on raising small business loan for manufacturers, but must be done in a responsible way and not at the expense of the program's integrity. Chairman Williams and I have agreed to continue working together on this measure and in an effort to make the bill as strong as possible. With that, I yield back.